I continue the column called Abusing Statistical and IT Tools with a niche case. But first I have to explain you what are notebooks, web apps where you can execute code on the third-party ephemeral computer, and you can also write natural language such as paragraphs. So you make the code understandable also to other people, also because you notice that you can format the paragraphs better than the comments inside the code. Generally speaking, there are no disadvantages for notebooks to worry about, apart for some concerns about the speed of execution compared to running the same code elsewhere. The problem instead is that some companies use these notebooks and therefore the ecosystem that lives beneath the code as a fundamental part of their business logic. To use an exaggerated metaphor, imagine using your racing car towed by a lorry. And now I read you the case that inspired this video. We are carrying out a short-term data reporting project focused on migrating and improving Python-based analysis notebooks like the one I showed you. In that case was Google Colab. The goal is to move from DeepNote, that is one kind of notebook, to Maribo, another kind of notebook. Clean up the data logic and automate reporting. You will work with our chief engineer on refactoring the notebooks, rebuilding visualization and generating the reports. Expected results: migration of 4 DeepNote notebooks to Maribo, refactoring of data logic for greater clarity and performance, reconstruction of graphs, KPIs using Plotly or Matplotlib. Those are libraries, standard libraries for Python. It is a coding language also used for data science tasks. Then ensuring data accuracy and consistency of results, implementation of reusable code components, and finalization of automated report generation in PDF format. Now, beside the fact that I don't agree on moving from a notebook to the other, something else worried me more for this specific case. That is the reporting in PDF. I don't understand, besides if I really focus to understand, why too many companies in my opinion, focus on having reports on PDF. PDF is a document file, I want to remind you, it is the heaviest in terms of space usage and the most complicated if you want to do other kind of automatic operations. Maybe you need another format for the reports. Maybe you need an old school, not so much, HTML. We can call it a web page. I mean the structure of the web page. Or you need a markdown. Especially the HTML is useful when you have nested tables, something that is common in accounting and not only. This is a nested table. You see that you have 2 headers, time and the year. And you notice that here we have an HTML. So this is a file that you can open, and it is very lightweight. If we go to the properties of this file, we see that it is 8 kilobytes. If we do the same file with a PDF, look what happens. 36, more than 4 times more. Again, if you have a nested table, go for HTML. If you have a non-nested table, let's say here was on the left and we have just this, Markdown is the way to go. I know that now some people would say, Gabriele, are you really focusing on such small size difference? Really? I understand that this objection comes from the small size of this case, but if you start to have reports on the cloud, for example, you pay much, depending also on how many reports you have, because you store the data continuously for months. So since the aim of the service I provide is to increase revenue or decrease costs, you understand that having files with a smaller footprint involves savings, especially in the cloud. So the data format is important not just for the size, but as I mentioned, for how easy it becomes afterwards to work with the data inside. A small example, if I press F12 and I want to see where is, you see that if I move with my cursor, I see the exact position of the numbers. Try to do that with a PDF. Good luck. At the moment you won't understand the reason why you would need the exact position for each number or each string, but if you go to see other videos I did, you will understand why having data in a structured format allowed by, in this case, HTML, it's much more convenient than a non-structured format that is the PDF. As a conclusion, in this video you saw two problems. One, keeping the business logic inside the notebooks instead of bare-bone Python. Second, focusing on PDFs and not using the advantages of different data formats to keep reporting structured and lightweight. Imagine having, for example, as attachment of emails, a PDF and this one, multiply for 52 weeks per year for many years, and then you need additional storage even on the mail service. It's a useless expense if you agree, also because the information is the same. Do you want to have an automated reporting service for your company or organization? And this video made you think you need some guidance? We can have a first free call where we discuss your case, and you can book it in the link in the description. Bye, and see you the next time.